Okay, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Okay, yesterday we saw, about 30 persons killed, in Ondo State, and at the same time, not too long ago, yesterday again, we saw 7 surveyors also kidnapped
in Ondo State.
Ondo, northern part of Ondo State. And now, Yorubas have come out, they are lamenting the Ondo State, protesting the state government, are saying that Tinubu is not even saying anything as regards this Fulani killing.
Because Tinubu want to rule Nigeria in 2027. Tinubu is not saying anything about Fulani incursions in the southern Nigeria. Are you talking of Ondo State? Over 60 farmers were killed in the Enugu community last week. They used sticks and other, sharp objects, inserting them into the private parts of these women before disaliving them. They unalive their husbands, they set ablaze all their houses in Enugu State. Then the current attack in Ondo community that took away the lives of 30 community members has actually brought to me, to my knowledge, the prophecy, the advice, the instructions given to the Yoruba Westerners by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu'S in 2014, when this young Igbo man was lamenting about the incursions of Fulanis across Nigeria, when it matters most. He was advising all Nigerians to come out and face the menace of Fulanis across Nigerian nation. That time shall come when the Fulanis will be going house to house in the southwest, in the southeast and south killing, disaliving people room by room with AK-47. Nobody pay attention to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu'S instruction. His advice to the Yorubas, he said, Yoruba, stand up. Yoruba, Yamug is too much. Yoruba, they started murmuring. An Igbo man advising Yoruba man is wasting his time. Yoruba, they started murmuring. Okay, now they attack a community in Ondo State. What did Yoruba do? They turned their back on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu'S. I'm clapping for them because of their adamant. Adamant situation, condition of adamance. They can never listen to advice. When you are giving to them advice, they will start murmuring, they will start saying all manners of things against you. Something that happened in 1966 is gradually taking shape in Nigeria currently, simply because Tinubu wants to become a president second times in 2027 to 2031. That's why Tinubu has not seen any reason why he should be very sensitive to the cries of the Yorubas, to the cries of the entire Southerners. I'm not talking about Igbo communities, because actually Tinubu is a hater of Igbo man. By the kind of policy he's carrying out in Lagos State, by the kind of policy he's carrying out federally present in this present administration. Anything about Igbo man, he doesn't care. But what I'm saying is that what is going on at Inekiti, the killing of those Oba, the killing of those Bale, the beheading of how many Ondolites last week. Over 30 people were killed. Many houses set ablaze in Ondo State. And when Nnamdi Kanu was telling and advising them that Fulani has virtually taken over the whole Yoruba highlands, the whole Ondo forest, nobody is listening. Only advice Nnamdi Kanu was giving was based on the Yorubas to come out with their own security outfit, like the ESN, to make sure that the Fulani incessant incursion in southwest will be checkmated. But they ended up mocking Igbo man. Oh, Igbo, go back to your land and establish your own. Establish there. Today, see what is happening in Ondo State. And Tinubu is not doing anything. Tinubu wanted to be a president. Yes, Oluremi want to remain a first lady the next 4 years until 2021. That's why nobody is doing anything. Killing in a boy state, that one is Igbo. We know we are taking care of ourselves and God is doing it for us. But we are lamenting here that why is it that in Ondo State, Ondo is one of the southwestern states, Ondos are Yorubas. And why is it that Ondo State government is there? Federal government headed by Yoruba man is there. Fulani incursion across southwestern region has started again. Very bloody one. How many people that were disalived and how many people were missing in that Ondo community? We cannot actually give the estimation of people that were disalived or people that we are missing. Currently, many people are still at large today. Many are missing in Ondo community as a result of this bloody attack or invasion, or let me say, incursion, currently by the Fulani headers. Yoruba land still remains silent. Why? Tinubu wanted to be president. That's why he's playing what? Ludo? Game, gamble with the blood of the innocent Yorubas. What warrants it that headers, Fulani headers, herdsmen, have not been declared as a terrorist group? Why? Because if declared as a terrorist group, anywhere you see Fulani headers, the community, the state, the police, the soldier, they should attack them. Yes, grazing anywhere in Nigeria should not be allowed again. Because these are the number 4th deadliest terrorist group as rated by United Nations Organization. United Member Nations in Europe and America has actually come out to describe the modus operandi of the Fulani headers across Africa is exactly how the Al-Shabaab, how the ISIS, how the Al-Qaeda, how the Boko Haram insurgents in Nigeria are operating everywhere in the north. They are all terror group, and see what has happened in an Ondo community. Many people were disallowed. Men, women, children. Their house is set ablaze. What would have been the offense of those Ondo communities? Are you not thinking towards the axis of Islamization process? They want to extend the Fulani conquest, the Islamization process that actually took place in 18th century. They have now been extending it to the southwestern Nigeria. Actually, the Sadon of Osoto the other year boasted that the only danger that is posing against the Fulani incursion and invasion in Nigeria is the Igbo race. That the Igbos are so resilient that you can never ever manipulate the Igbos. But they said that Yoruba is a walkover. Yoruba is just under 48 hours, they will round up the whole southwest. And the Yoruba man listened to this kind of threat. Did Yoruba man say anything? Yoruba man closed their mouth because of the money they will eat in the office, because of white-collar job, because of looting going on in the federal. And Yoruba man is interested on at least using biro to siphon some money in the offices across the federation. That's why they did not say anything. And they have now come killing in Ondo State. What did those Ondolites did? What are the crimes of those innocent villagers that warranted invasion, bloody one? Incursion is going on from Fulani axis, and we actually know the masterminders. El-Rufai has started to unleash terror on the southern Nigeria as he promised his forefathers, Ottoman Danfodio, and so on and so forth. And that's why you see this Fulani constantly, attacking, invading, disaliving people in the southern Nigeria. What is going on in southwest is going on in south-south. What is going on in south-south is going on in southeast. Because they subjected the Enugu communities the other day, killing how many women? The other day, it was in Ebonyi State. The people that were conducting night vigil, the Lord choosing ministry, all the worshippers, they were killed in their large numbers. Imagine people that were on night vigil. Fulanis, they invaded them. Is it good? Is it good? Is it a better way of life in Nigeria? Today, that a particular people in Nigeria should be wearing AK-47, wearing AK-49, while others are folding their hands, watching. What are the Nigerian military forces doing about it? Have they come out to at least proscribe the headers as one of the most dangerous terrorist group in Nigeria? Why? Fulani man has seen it very easy to proscribe Igbo man, indigenous people of Biafra. Yes, IPOB as a terrorist. Every Igbo man is a terrorist. El-Rufai and his kinsmen are terrorists. I'm telling you the truth. Buhari, the former president of Nigeria, is from Fulani extraction, and he could not proscribe Fulani terror group as a terror organization, terrorist platform. That's why Metiala, president overall patron across West Africa, Bodijo, has been arrested, and they released him under one day. Because of what? Yoruba man is afraid of Fulani. Federal government of Nigeria is afraid of people that are rearing animals, people that don't go to school. See, let me tell you, the kind of spell, the voodoo that these people cast on Nigerian people, I don't know how and I don't know when. I believe that every Nigerian politician in the north, in the west, in the east, in the south, is under spell, hypnotism. Fulani oligarchy has hypnotized the entire Nigerian region. and turn everybody to Mumugulistic Mugu of the highest order. That's why they attack Ondo. Tinubu is not saying anything. The federal president of Federal Republic of Nigeria from the axis of Southwest. He's a Southwesterner. He could not do anything. Why? Because he wants to remain president. He doesn't want Fulani to turn their back on him. He wants everybody to vote for him. In Katsina, he wants everybody to vote for him. In Borno State, he wants everybody to vote for him. In Kaduna, he wants everybody to vote for him. In Kano State, that is largely Fulanis. That's why the Fulani are killing Westerners, Yoruba people, and the Tinubu will not say anything. Is it good? This one not be Igbo. Now, Ondo State, you say na Igbo, I will say yes. He hates Igbo. They hate Igbo. They don't like Igbo. But this one now, Yoruba land, they are killing Yoruba. Go and talk. Go and arrest them or proscribe them as terrorist organization. You allow them because of selfishness, selfish interest. You are using the lives, the blood of the Southwesterners to play politics in Nigeria. If you ask me, it is a very, very hideous situation. Very, very hideous and, you know, sad situation to have allowed this kind of incursion in Yoruba land. If you ask me, Tinubu has gone a long way to play politics with the lives of the Yorubas.
Okay, but what do you think the Southwest governor and South governor, what do you think they should be doing as regards, you know, even Edo States, you know, in Delta, we've seen recent killings there by the Fulanis. But what do you think they should be doing? Because recently the Southwest governor, they had a meeting, you know, recently as regards, you know, creating a security outfit that can fight against this Fulani. But up to now, we've not heard anything concrete coming out from that meeting. What do you think they should be doing? As we know that there was a Amotekun before. So what do you think they can do again to protect the life of the people in the Southwest, mostly in Ondo states?
Okay, it is an agenda by the Fulanis, you know, serious one. An agenda of the Fulanis that they will use money. They will use public, you know, office positions to entice the Yoruba politicians so that they could not do the needful. The head of that meeting was in on Makinde. Makinde has been monetized. They have actually promised Makinde presidency. That's why Makinde is now dancing to their tune. Makinde, we know how good he was before becoming governor of Oyo State. Makinde, they had meeting to make sure that they form a very formidable force, security outfit that could at least checkmate the Fulani headers incursion in Southwest. Has now deviated from doing the needful. I don't know what Makinde is doing again. The Sardono of Sokoto wrote letter to Makinde about what? Building of Alumejeri school, building of what do you call this, Sharia court. I don't really understand. All over Southwest that they should what? Instill Sharia. They should begin to what? Follow Sharia rules and regulation. Makinde solo taped his mouth. Because of the chewing gum and sweet, the Fulani oligarchy in the north promised Makinde. So these governors of Southwest, they have actually been bribed out. That's why they are not going to do the needful. They are not coming together to fight the incursion of the Fulani headers in southwestern Nigeria. So if you ask me, it's not only President Tinubu himself, Sanwo-Olu, Ayitiwada, the governor of Ondo State, Ayetiwada, the governor of Oyo State, Makinde, the governor of Kwara State, this Abdul Rasak or Rahman, all of them, even Ochun State governor, only him, Adeleke, only him is innocent. The rest of APC governors in Southwest are errands boy to the Fulanis.
But Makinde too is PDP too.
Yes, Makinde is PDP too, but he's an errand boy of Tinubu.
Because
he's
of
yes. I'm telling you that it is making everybody sick in Nigeria.
Nobody's saying anything.
Nobody's saying anything. And Fulanis are buying everybody in Ondo State, buying everybody in Edo State. Do you know how many that were killed in Edo communities? Do you know how many that were killed in Delta? What has come out of it? Nothing. Everybody is just looking. Fulani is not Nigerian president now. That's what I'm telling you. For everybody to understand where our foolishness is. How stupid southern Nigerians are. The president of Nigeria now is a southern now. Still, we allow Fulani to be killing our brothers, sisters, our mothers and fathers in their various farmlands. The president is not Fulani again, no. And still, we allow El-Rufai to be saying rubbish to Tinubu, the sitting president, to the Igbos in their southeastern land, to the Fulanis in their God-given southwestern land. Now, Yoruba man be president to see what is Fulani is doing to Yoruba communities. That has gone a long way to explain the kind of politicians we parade in the southern Nigeria. They are all monetized politicians. Fulani their masters, who often make them president, often make them governor, has actually bought their consciences, and they are now acting otherwise. Fulani has succeeded on decimating Ondo community, seizing the whole Ondo forest, attacking farmers. How do farmers cultivate the land again for food to be sufficient? That's why we are running out of food. No food in Nigeria again. No farmer working anymore. Fulanis are all over the farmland, attacking farmlands, every farmers. Like what they did in Ebonyi State, like what they did in Enugu State. A farm settlement in Enugu State was attacked by Fulani headers, and nobody was, alive. The whole farm settlement, the whole settlers were all disallowed, pied by the Fulani headers. I think I will pause here until we come again for another analysis.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Beautiful morning, Mazi Raf.
Yeah, good morning to you.
Once again, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been vindicated.
Yes.
Because yesterday we saw Binta Iyako disgraced when a new judge who just got a reassignment, to handle the case of Nnamdi Kanu came out to say that, well, Nnamdi Kanu was unjustly arrested and by extension has even been granted a bail, that he will not have his whole hand soiled because this case has gone beyond Nigeria. The Americas, the United Nations are all involved, and he will not be a corrupt judge like the Binta Iyako. Mazi Raf, welcome. What's your reaction?
Thank you so much. It's a jubilation now currently. Then yesterday it was a great jubilation, Biafrans all over the world, not only Nigeria, we are celebrating, shouting, joyful song, all in favor of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because a justice by name, Justice Tosho, has actually asserted that handling or presiding over Mazi Nnamdi Kanu issue or case in the court might, soil his legal reputation. He said since the federal government of Nigeria has actually been defeated in the court of law by the same Mazi Nnamdi Kanu 2 times. He said, what was he going to judge again? He says, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has no case since Nigerian government wrongly renditioned Nnamdi Kanu from Nairobi, Kenya. He said he was wrongly brought into this country, that he was not going to handle the case. He washed off his hands of this case. I don't know whether to understand. Thereby disgracing the former Chief Justice, Binta Iyako. Yes, Binta Iyako was there wrongly because they called her for the second time, and when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu actually had, confrontation with her, she actually understood that she was doing the wrong thing. And that was what actually finally excused him or recused him of that case. He left the case. Now, Binta Iyako, after being disgraced, Kanu actually came out to tell Iyako that we are having fraudulent case hanging on the necks of your family, your son, and your husband. And that was why Binta Iyako, as a woman, started crying, because it was a legal disgrace. It was a general disgrace, public disgrace, because nobody even knew about that allegation. But the kind of person Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is, very blunt. He doesn't hide anything. He actually exposed Binta Iyako's family, a fraudulent family. Today, Justice Tusho said over his dead body, anyway, I don't wish him death. He's not going to die. But he said he's not going to handle a case that was at least, vindicated or victory given to Nnamdi Kanu 2 times in that regard. He said, if I actually begin to handle this case, what am I going to say anymore? I still find it very, wrong to preside over such case. Nnamdi Kanu was wrongly renditioned into this country from Nairobi, Kenya in 2021. He said they should allow the gentleman to go free. Later, he joined his point by saying that he is not going to play eye service to satisfy some people, thereby, gambling with his legal document or certificates. He said, what about my integrity? What matters to me is my integrity, and I don't want my integrity ruined by at least meddling on that case again. It's a case that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has won 2 times. The man, a justice, a legal giant, actually has washed off his hands of this case. Then we know the kind of game that Tinubu-led administration is playing. Tinubu is delaying Nnamdi Kanu's release so that he will use it to bargain with the Igbos come 2027. The reason why Nnamdi Kanu is still staying there is, let's say, when 2027 comes, Tinubu is going to campaign in Igbo land, is going to promise them that if he releases Nnamdi Kanu, you people are going to vote for me. But I'm telling you that they actually promised Anambarians when we were about electing, embarking on gubernatorial election that brought in Chief Charles Soludo, the current Anambra State Governor. Federal government of Nigeria promised in the Anambra that immediately that election finishes, they are going to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That was why election held in Anambra State. It was all free for fight war zone. I mean Anambra and Imo State. Before that election, the soldier, the police, and the indigenous people of Biafra and the youth over there were fighting themselves over Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's incarceration. And why did election hold? It was a promise that if they did the election successfully, Nnamdi Kanu will be free. Today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's family, they have been at least, frequenting Aso Rock, frequenting DSS facilities in Abuja over Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release. In the context of the promise made to them, the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's family, when Soludo election was about to at least come. And actually, after that election, what happened today? They turned their back on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's family. So this time around, every Igbo man, hopefully we are believing that Tinubu is playing political game to use Nnamdi Kanu at least as a bait, as a gambling or let me say, sacrifice comes 2027. We are prepared this time, waiting for him to tell him right on his face that all his political promises are nothing but deceptions and lies. If 2027 comes, Tinubu will promise and they will fail to fulfill his promise. So nobody should listen to a promise of that nature. The only thing we know is that the Igbos should work hard now, the elites, the Ohanezes, the politicians even, and the Igbo youth, to make sure that we go beyond Nigeria to see that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is freed. They are leaving him there to use him. APC government, they are using Nnamdi Kanu there to use him again for 2027 presidential ambition or second coming of Bola Ahmed.
Okay, but we know that some Fulani oligarchs have come out to emphatically state that any judge or any government that release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be labeled as a terrorist. That in fact, that person has committed what we call treason. Okay, Don't you think that is why this new judge ran for his life?
No. The new judge ran for his life because he has a pedigree. He has a legal pedigree, that has made him a legal erudite. And you can see he's maintaining it by avoiding stain on his own personality. Not only personality, but integrity and dignity. He's avoiding shame and disgrace, because if he gets to that court room, I know whom Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is. He is going to disgrace the man, and the man will come out in shame. So the man is trying to avoid something. Disgrace, scandal, stigma. A stigma that is at least bothering Binto Nyako now. She found herself in that stigma. Nnamdi Kanu disgraced Binta Nyako. And this kind of disgrace, it was on a plate, let me say, framework of the globe. Because the whole world is watching. And something like that, someone that was brought to court as an accused person has turned to become a judge, chief justice. Do you know the kind of, a humiliation that Binta Nyako at least may have gone or underwent? It was a serious issue. The current chief justice is trying to avoid many things, to avoid dating his name, to avoid his certificate being at least let me say, dented as well or disgraced. He's trying to represent something out of himself. The man has respect for law. The man doesn't have respect for injustice. That's why the man said he was wrongly brought into the Nigerian nation, that he has nothing to judge in the case, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is free, is a freed person. Vindicated many times, 2 times. So the question there is, the Fulani oligarchs, who are they in Nigeria? The Fulani oligarchs are scapegoats we have in Nigeria. They are the nomads, the wanderers. They are the law violators we have in Nigeria. The Fulani oligarchs are the ones sponsoring terrorism across the north. In fact, if you ask me who are the terrorists in Nigeria, number 1 is the highly rated terrorist group, Fulani headers, herdsmen, number 4th in the world. In Nigeria, they are ahead Boko Haram. Boko Haram is not number 1 in Nigeria. Number 1 is Fulani headers, who are going about all the communities of all the tribes in Nigeria. Fulani headers are not only operating in the north, they operate in south-south, they operate in southeast, successfully in southwest, everywhere in mid-belt. They are there. They are the number 1 terrorist group we have in Nigeria. So how do you say it? There's no how Fulani will allow Nnamdi Kanu freedom, because they actually know that if Nnamdi Kanu comes out, their job, all their plans, all their deceptions don't crumble. Now him make them, they vex anytime where them say make the judge Nnamdi Kanu or set him free. Fulani, no, they happy. But what is going on now in Igbo adage or proverb is that if Fulani, if they try Jew, Vamegene haralento, yes, Haju Ibwa harale eto. When they reject 3, they are going to accept 2. That's what the adage means. They must actually succumb to law. We are a nation. Before Fulani at least wandered into this country and take over the whole north with their sword and their dagger and the other weapons they use, even sex evangelism. They use their women to lure their house counterparts into their slums, various slums, and buy all of them. And that's why they are over domineering in the north today. Fulani dominance did not stop last year. It did not stop 2015 when Buhari began Nigerian president for the 2nd time. Fulani dominance started many years ago, hundreds of years ago in the north, and they extended it into southern Nigeria. And today, the Fulanis are sitting on everybody's heads. Everybody's head. The politicians, the clergy, I mean, even the people in the church, the so-called men of God, they are under the control of the headers. The headers kill at will at the axis of Adamawa. The headers actually buy every clergy at sight in the middle belt of Nigeria. They are in control of southern Kaduna. They are in control of northern Kaduna. The Fulanis are still controlling Kano State today. Who are you in Nigeria to escape the wrath of Osman Danfodio kinsmen? The Sultan of Sokoto we're talking about, he has actually said that Yoruba is a walkover when you talk about incursion. He said the only problem they have in Nigeria is the Igbo nation. He made the mouth and it was posted on Facebook. There is talk of war now on comment section, because actually Nigerian government has seen that the enemy, our common enemy of retardation, anti-development, economically and socially, is the Fulanis. Why is it that they don't do anything about Fulani hate speech since inception of Buhari administration in 2015? Another person from Yoruba extraction, a different tribe entirely, is now in power, the head of government of Nigeria. What has he been doing about Fulani hate threats to all the tribes in Nigeria? It still remains a very bogus question that is left for any other person, with wisdom to answer. I'm telling you that Ottoman Danfodio boys, the Sadana of Sokotos, the Emir of Kanu'S, and the rest of them refused to attack the axis we have today as prognostic. Why? The Kanu'S actually believe that the Kanu'S migrated from Yemen, that Kanu'S migrated from Sudan, and was even attacking the Fulanis back many centuries ago, that they themselves were Muslims before the Fulanis. That was the tug of war going on between Idris Aloma, the Mai Borono of Kanuri land, and they did not allow the emirs, the emiracy, to take over Borono land. That's why the kind of royal, father or chieftaincy, as in Islamic religion you have in Borno State is quite different from what the Sokotos are practicing and Kanu. So, the Borno people, they actually refuse Fulani. You cannot rear your cattle on anybody's farmland in Borno State, or else you are asking for trouble. So, all this tribal and religious antagonism going on across Nigerian nation is often orchestrated by the people from the Sahel country, from Senegambia, Futajelo Island, the Fulanis, the wanderer, the nomadic people that has actually invaded this part of the world in 18th century, 1804. He was actually spreading his Islamic conquest and Fulani conquest towards the southern Nigeria until Ata of Igala, the strongest paramount royal chief, actually with his Igala warriors, beheaded Ottoman Dan Fodio. And that was when we were having Benue in the Middle Belt region, and the Fulani conquest of southern Nigeria ended abruptly by Ata of Igala. I think we have to rest our oar here until when we come tomorrow.
Thank you very much for that brilliant piece of submission.
You're welcome. You're welcome.